What's up, Tolos, and welcome into Studio Day Heffrey. Night one is in the books, and so what do? I come straight home to bring you more content. All right, so Micah Parsons is a Dallas Cowboy. Day one is in the books. The best part about that pick to me is that you added an extra third-round pick, and you can't be mad about trading with the Eagles. Let me fix my camera. You can't be mad about trading with the Eagles because the team they jumped was the Giants. If you traded with somebody else or did something else, like Devontae Smith was going to be a Giant at number 11. So he was going to be in your division regardless. So we can't be too mad about trading with the Eagles. You can't worry about all that crap, right? But your division got some good receivers in Smith, and unless I'm punch drunk from 9 hours of radio, Kadarius Toney went to the Giants, right? So they got some receivers, and you did not get a corner. Cowboys didn't have Patrick Surtain or J.C. Horn available. I wish they had taken Rashawn Slater at number 12. There's a part of me that is bothered that the Cowboys, when they had a top 5 pick, ended up with a running back, and when they had a top 10 pick, ended up with an off-ball linebacker who's kind of raw at the position. That kind of bothers me, but Micah Parsons does have superstar potential, and so ideally that pick works out, right? But this is about the primer for tomorrow. I was talking to our web people because they heard me ripping through all the corners that I still like in this draft class that are on the board for the Cowboys. So as we get ready for day 2 of this draft, I want to give you my top-ranked cornerbacks that are still remaining. And there's a bunch of them. So my first-round guys were J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain, Greg Newsome. They're gone. Caleb Farley is gone. Eric Stokes is gone. Farley was my 7th-ranked corner, not because of his ability, just because I was worried about the back. Eric Stokes, who went to Green Bay, was my 11th corner, right? So we have a lot of guys in between there. So as we're getting ready for the Cowboys to pick on day 2, here are the names that I'll try to give you. I'm going to give you my rankings, but I'll also give you their relevance to the Cowboys, okay? Kelvin Joseph, Kentucky corner, a.k.a. Boss Man Fat. Look him up on YouTube. Good musician. He's my top-ranked corner available. I got him at the top of the 2nd round. He is going to be a guy. Look, Micah Parsons had some off-field and character concerns, and they took him. So if we can do that, then Kelvin Joseph, to me, should be in play. He had 2 coaching staffs, both LSU and Kentucky, that weren't the biggest fans of his and were happy that he left. But he's a really good player. He's a really good corner. Heck, go watch him cover Devontae Smith. He's a really good player. Kelvin Joseph. My next guy, Ahsante Samuel Jr., Florida State. Now he's 5'10", but I don't think that he is limited to a slot role. He played outside at Florida State, and outside of a little stretch in the Clemson game, people didn't really take advantage of his lack of height. I mean, Jair Alexander, I think, is 5'10". So you can survive at 5'10" on the outside if you're a good enough player, and Ahsante Samuel Jr. is a really good player. Next, Elijah Molden, Washington. These are all guys that I've got as 2nd-round guys. Elijah Molden is another guy that is small. He's another 5'10" guy. He played the slot at Washington, and I've heard that the Cowboys have done a lot of work on getting to know about Elijah Molden. They may project him to safety, but at Washington he played in the slot. They played a decent amount of zone. He's got great instincts. He makes plays on the ball. Really good player, but he is shorter, and he didn't run a great 40, but I believe he was running with a groin or a hammy or whatever. That's his story. So you can believe it if you want to or not. But Kelvin Joseph, Ahsante Samuel Jr., Elijah Molden. Aaron Robinson. Now, I don't know if they would make this pick because Aaron Robinson is a Central Florida corner. He is over 6-footer. He's like right at 6 foot. He was a slot guy at Central Florida. So if people are going to view him as a slot guy in the NFL, I don't know if the Cowboys are looking for slot only in this pick, but Aaron Robinson is a really good player. That secondary with he and Richie Grant at free safety at Central Florida is really good. He beats people up at the line. He's hard to separate from. He's a physical player. Like him a lot. Paulson Adebo, Stanford. The knock on him is going to be that he gave up some big plays because he was an opt-out. So didn't play last year. But the year before, he had, I believe, 10 passes defended, 4 picks. The year before that, he had 17 passes defended and 4 picks. So over that stretch, that's the most ball production of any cornerback in college football. tons of ball production. Those 17 passes defended and those 4 interceptions, he plays aggressively. He's going to attack routes. And so as in his second year, he got hit with some double moves, but he's a good player. He's a good athlete. He fits in a cover 3 scheme. Paulson Adebo, Stanford. And then Ifeatu Melifonwu, Obi Melifonwu's brother. That is my last second-round graded corner. Syracuse, full-size dude, giant for a corner, really. Some teams might think about moving him to safety. Might think about that with Adebo as well. But Melifonwu, he's a really good player. Obviously, some of his transitions aren't as quick or as smooth as some of the smaller guys because he's a giant corner. But for that size, he's really athletic. You know, you run inside routes and you can watch him cutting underneath. He's got the speed. He's got the athleticism. He's another guy that's a good fit with the Cowboys. And then I'll throw in Tyson Campbell, the Georgia corner that wasn't picked today. Eric Stokes was picked. Tyson Campbell would be the last corner that I would keep an eye on at number 44. So that gives you 7 names of corners that I still like that are worthy of being picked in that range. Kelvin Joseph, Ahsante Samuel Jr., Elijah Molden, Aaron Robinson, Paulson Adebo, Ifeatu Melifonwu, Tyson Campbell. Did I already say Tyson? Why do I feel like I already said that one in that order? Whatever. But that's my 7 corners. Now, if you want to get truly wild and just go after the best player available, let me tell you how to get truly wild on day 2 if you're the Dallas Cowboys. Let Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah make it to number 44. Take him. Linebacker, safety, hybrid. He kind of played linebacker and the slot at Notre Dame. Great cover guy, can run, can hit. He's my best player available still in this draft. He's a great player. I'll take Koramoah. And you'd be like, where's he going to play? I don't know. Maybe he'll take some of Donovan Wilson's snaps. Maybe you'll put one of your linebackers over there so that you can bring in a guy who's a better cover guy that can run. JOK, if you want to be fast at linebacker, which is what they're talking about with the Cowboys, go get me JOK. Other guys that are really interesting still in this draft. I love Nick Bolton, the Missouri linebacker, but I don't know if they're going to take 2 linebackers. And if they do, just go ahead and take JOK with the amazing coverage ability. Azeez Ojulari is my top edge rusher out of Georgia, but scuttlebutt is he might have got flagged on a knee medically, so that could hurt him. Landon Dickerson, the Alabama center, he was hurt every year in college, but he's an awesome player, and you could probably play him at guard too. I'm kind of giving you my highest ranked players available. These are all my guys that are ranked as either a first round or a 1-2 cheater grade. JOK, Nick Bolton, Ojulari, Dickerson. Tevin Jenkins, Oklahoma State. He played right tackle for them. I think he'd be a mauling guard in the NFL if you want to pick a guard. And Elijah Moore, wide receiver, Ole Miss. So those are all my 1s and 1-2s. I gave you the corners that I've got in the second round. Safeties are Darius Washington, Richie Grant, Trevon Merrick, Javon Holland. Those are all my free safety type guys that I have in the second round. Linebacker, you're good. Don't worry about them. D tackles, Christian Barmore, Marvin Wilson, Alim McNeil, Levi Onwuzurike. Those are your second round type guys. Liam Eichenberg, offensive tackle, Notre Dame, second round type guy. Rondale Moore, wide receiver, Purdue. Terrace Marshall, LSU receiver. And that's about it for my second round guys. So that's who I'd like to see him choose from. And you listen to the radio tomorrow from 2 to 6, getting you ready for the draft. And I'll give you the third round guys too. We'll get deep into this thing. But that's a quick prep. That's a quick primer for what I'm looking for tomorrow and what you can keep your eyes on tomorrow. So you got Micah Parsons. You got that extra third round pick. The extra third is gorgeous because now you're going to end up with 5 top 100 picks in a draft. That is how you make some hay at rebuilding a defense, is 5 picks in the top 100. And they may use one of these picks on offense. We'll see. But there's a decent chance that you're about to pick 5 guys inside the top 100 to try to help out your defensive either depth chart, contributing, special teams. But they've got more to address. But it's okay. In the secondary, it's okay because we got guys. If you already forgot all their names, just rewind it and play it again, and you'll have all their names. Be subscribed also, by the way. This will be on 1053thefan.com. But check out youtube.com/Jeff Cabin. I'll leave in the comments what you want to hear about on the radio tomorrow. I'll try to take care of you. Mash that like button and turn on the notifications, for crying out loud. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. I love you. Bye.